What's going on, guys? Most of the undrafted free agents have been signed, and with that, I'm going to take a quick look at the 49ers roster. I'm going to go in depth to what I think about each position, and I'm just going to get right into it and start at the quarterback position. Of course, Jimmy Garoppolo is our starter. A lot of people think Garoppolo's just a game manager, which is true on some occasions. Obviously, in the playoffs, he didn't have to do much because we were just destroying teams on the ground. But I think Garoppolo deserves a lot more credit than he gets. You can see, like in the Saints game, he completely dominated a really good Saints defense, and he helped us lead a comeback victory in the last second. Garoppolo's a lot better than he gets credit for, and although I think a little too high on him, I had him as top 10 quarterback. I'm getting a little lower on him. I'm thinking around maybe 12, 13, 14 range. But I do think Jimmy Garoppolo, he is a good quarterback. He deserves more credit than he gets. And he's not gonna be great deep. He does have the best arm. He's around average in arm strength. His deep ball very inconsistent, as we have seen, but in a short, intermediate, medium passing game, he's an elite player in that aspect, in my opinion, especially over the middle. We run a lot of our offense over the middle, and he excels at that. He does take a lot of risks, which leads to interceptions. He needs to have a better processor, better decision making. He needs to be better in the pocket. He has to just be more aware, really. He takes a lot of dumb sacks and fumbles sometimes, which is his biggest issue in my opinion. It's not really like the interceptions, because a lot of his interceptions actually off drop passes. If you watch Niners games, you know that at least I think 5 of his interceptions were off of drop passes. But Garoppolo, he needs to be better in the pocket. He just needs to be more aware of the brush around him. He needs to secure the ball. He has to secure the ball when he's in the pocket. He takes way too many strip fumbles when he's in the pocket. And that's my opinion on Garoppolo. I think he's top half quarterback for sure. I think he's top 12 personally. I understand if you have him lower. I can understand if you have him around 16 even, but I think that's the lowest you can get. I don't think he's below average. And then our backups, Nick Mullins, he came in that Raiders game and destroyed, and I think Mullins is probably a top 10 backup quarterback, and he's okay. There's not much to say about him. He's a good guy in the short passing game, and that's about it. CJ Beathard's horrible. I do not think Beathard's that good. I do feel bad for saying that, kind of, because of tragedy happened to him this year. He has a good personality. He's a decent guy to have. Just as your third string quarterback, he's just for emergencies, really. Hopefully he never has to start again, because when he was starting, it was bad. And then we have undrafted free agent Brock Rutter, who's just going to compete probably with Beathard for the third quarterback spot. I don't think he's going to make it, but we'll see. So overall quarterback room, obviously Garoppolo's going to be the starter. If anything happens to him, we have Mullins, who's a pretty good backup quarterback. He's in the top tier range of backups. And after that, Beathard, Rutter, they're nothing special. Now let's get to the running back room, which is obviously one of the 49 strengths. I'm going to go by who I think is the best to who I think is the worst. So we got Raheem Mostert as our top running back, in my opinion. He broke out this year. He was a special teams ace for years for us. He was one of my favorite players on the team always, because he was just an elite special teamer. He always had speed. He has good tackling ability in the special teams game. But Mostert broke out this year as a great fit for our zone running scheme. He just used his speed, really. He doesn't necessarily have the best moves in the world, but he's just fast. He will burn you. And he showed off in the playoffs, and then late in the season, when Breida started having fumble problems, that's when Mostert started coming in a lot more, and Mostert took advantage of the opportunity, ran with it, and surfed with it. And Mostert, I think I don't even think we have a single running back because he's even really top like 40. But we just use them perfectly with our offensive line and just the overall situation we have. After Mostert, I think our second best is Tevin Coleman. Coleman was probably the best going into last year, but he kind of fell off a little bit. He didn't really do much for us, really. I honestly don't think he's really as good as I thought he was. But Coleman, he's a good back. He's a good receiver, and I think he's probably our second best power back after the guy that I'm going to talk about next, who's my favorite player on the team. The guy I'm talking about next is my favorite player on the team. But Tevin Coleman, we paid for him to bring him in from Atlanta, Shanny's former team, obviously, and he's okay. I'm just not that intrigued by him anymore. I thought he had a really mediocre year last year. He had that big game against, I believe, Carolina, for like 4 touchdowns, but other than that, I think he was honestly it's kind of a bust last year in my opinion. But he is our second best running back, and he's going to make plays when he gets the openings. He is a pretty speedy back as well in his own right, but I just think that Mostert's better now, and at Coleman, I think we could do better. I wish we could trade Coleman instead of Breida, but I don't think we're getting the same package we're getting for Breida as we got for Coleman. We got a fifth for Breida, so. Anyways, next, the third best running back on our team, in my opinion, and my favorite player on the 49ers roster, Jeff Wilson Jr. I love Jeff Wilson. I remember, I run an account on Instagram. I said, if Jeff Wilson scores the game-winning touchdown, I'm changing my name after him. And he scored the game-winning touchdown. It was so exciting. I love Jeff Wilson. He's a great receiver. He's probably our best receiving back. He's our best power back as well. The goal line, if you want power in, you either use Juszczyk or you use Jeff Wilson if you're going to run power in that situation. But Jeff Wilson, he's obviously not a great running back. He's probably not even like top 100 really, but he's just I just love him. I just love Jeff Wilson. And then next, Jerick McKinnon, he hasn't played in 3 years or 2 years because he keeps getting hurt. He took a vet minimum contract for this year instead of like $6 million he was owed just to extend the team. We'll see how he does. I don't have much faith in him. And as a matter of fact, I think JaMycal Hasty could possibly make the team over him. An undrafted rookie from Baylor. I actually wanted to draft Hasty at one point. Or if we didn't, I was thinking in the 7th round we're going to draft JaMycal Hasty. There's also, I'll talk about the other guy actually after this. But Hasty, he's just a really good, I think he's going to be a really good running back. He fits our scheme perfectly, and it's going to be really fun. That JaMycal Hasty running all over defenses. I think he's the next Matt Breida. I think he's going to be a stud. And then after that, another undrafted rookie in Salvon Ahmed from Washington. I don't think he's very good. He's basically just fast. He has no moves, nothing. He just falls blockers, and I just don't like him. I don't like Salvon Ahmed. He's not going to make the team. And at fullback, we have the best fullback in the NFL, and Kyle Juszczyk. That's somehow an argument. Him and Patrick Ricard, I think it is, or the Ravens. Juszczyk's a former Raven, actually, but we have Juszczyk, best fullback in the league. He can catch, he can run, he can do anything, he can block. He's a star. And we have an undrafted rookie, Josh Hockett from Fresno State. He's not going to make the team, but maybe he's just going to chill on the practice squad or something. I don't know. He's probably just there to be back in the preseason. So Juszczyk is not to play. And then we get to our receiver room, which there are a lot of receivers on this team. I'm going to go in order again. Starting with Deebo Samuel, of course, our breakout second-round pick from last year. He started the year off rough, but after we got Emmanuel Sanders, he was able to break out, become a superstar receiver. Or not a superstar, but he fit our offense perfectly with our reverses, our jet sweeps, our crossing routes, short slants, drags, all those just yards after catch plays. He was able to excel at those perfectly. He's a perfect fit for this offense. He runs trick plays perfectly. And I can't wait to see him continue to develop. He's now 24 years old, 6 feet, 215 pounds. And him and the next guy I'm going to talk about, Brandon Ayuk, they're extremely similar size, similar weight, similar skill sets. Deebo, I'm going to keep talking about him a little bit. He has a little hand problem. He drops a few too many passes for my liking. But he makes up for it with big plays, and you saw it. You can see him just make huge plays. He made so much happen last year. And I cannot wait for next year, see what he does. And now we'll talk about Brandon Ayuk, who I'm going to talk about next. Actually, no, I'm going to talk about Kendrick Bourne next. I think he is our second best receiver, Kendrick Bourne. And he is a former undrafted free agent as well. We have a lot of former UDFAs. Well, I guess not a lot anymore with Breida being gone, and I don't really know about Chelsea right now, but UDFA, Kendrick Bourne, he broke out, not pretty much. He's a great red zone threat, and he's great on third down. He's somehow, I talked about this in the last video I made about our draft class, but every time Kendrick Bourne on first or second down, he is so drop prone. If it's 2nd and 6, 1st and 10, 1st and 5 somehow, 2nd and 3, if you throw it to him, even if he's wide open, there's like a 50-50 chance he catches it, or if he drops it. But on third down, I guess like a 99-1 chance. Or if it's in the red zone, it's like a 90-10 chance that he catches it compared to a drop. He's just like, if you imagine like there's the clutch trait on, he has a clutch trait on, but he has drops open passes on too. So it's like it's hit or miss pretty much. But Bourne, he's great in the red zone. He's great on third down, and it's gonna be fun to use him. And now we'll talk about Brandon Ayuk. As I've said, I already went deep into him in the last video, so I'm not gonna talk about him too much. But he's either similar to Deebo Samuel. They're like the same size, same. They're just the same player pretty much. I'm not gonna talk too much about him. Next, I'm gonna talk about Trent Taylor. He was on IR all of last season, but you might forget Trent Taylor was probably the most in like connection with Jimmy Garoppolo. When Garoppolo first started playing here, he threw it a lot to Trent Taylor. He's just that slot guy. He's only 5'8", I believe. He's 180 pounds. And with Wes Welker coaching him, I think he's going to be even better than he was as a rookie or as a second-year player. Taylor, I think he's going to break out next year. I feel a lot of 49ers fans or Bama are going to be like, who's this undrafted rookie, Trent Taylor? Well, Trent Taylor's a fourth-year pro who is an amazing slot receiver. He will make pretty much every catch that you throw at him. Right? He'll catch every pass you throw at him. And he's going to be fun. I can't wait to have him back. He's going to be that third down target. A lot of country born and you're going to throw to almost every time. And he's just going to be really fun to use. Next, we're going to talk about Jalen Hurd. He was another guy who was on IR all last season. He's super intriguing at 6'4", 230 pounds. He's a former running back, I believe, which means he has great ball skills, of course. But he's also a great red zone threat. We saw him in the preseason last year. I think he has a chance to break out possibly. But we'll see. He's not going to get too much playing time. Now they have Ayuk, and we have Deebo breaking out. We have Kendrick Bourne who broke out. We have Trent Taylor who's going to probably play in the slot every single play. Not just 3 wide sets, of course. And so Hurd might not get as many snaps as you would have thought he would, but I think he's going to have a good season. He's going to get raw fade routes next year probably. He's probably going to get most of the jump balls. Probably going to Hail Marys and stuff. I think Hurd has a chance to be a stud player. Not really a star, but like just a really good player. I think he has a chance at that. But being on our team, he might not be in the best situation for that. Next, I'm going to talk about Richie James. He's pretty much just our kick returner. I don't think he's going to make the team this year, sadly, though, with having like Ayuk and actually, I probably should talk about Jauan Jennings, but actually, I'm not going to talk about Jauan Jennings too much. I'll talk about Richie James, then I'll talk about Jauan. But Richie, he's basically just a returner. He's our backflip guy, I believe. But Richie, he's not that great of a receiver. He made a couple of big plays when he came in. I actually think he scored a first touchdown of the season, our first pass touchdown at least. I think it was Richie last year, but he's just not that great of a receiver. I thought I should have got more chances, but I don't know. He just doesn't really do much. He's probably not going to make the team this year. And then Jauan Jennings, I think he's another similar player to like Deebo and Kendrick Bourne, Deebo and Brandon Ayuk, who make those plays after the catch, just run around, good on crossers, short routes. I think he's very similar to those guys. He's just a slower, taller version, pretty much. And he has a better chance of catching like deep balls with his frame. But we'll see how he does with the Niners. And next, I'm going to talk about a couple guys who are not going to make the team. Sean Poindexter and Chris Thompson. They're just guys being here for depth. They're not going to make the team. They're going to be preseason guys that just play a little bit. And they're not going to make the team. And then, I forgot about this guy. Travis Benjamin. He's our veteran in the receiving room now at 30 years old. Benjamin's horrible. I don't think he's going to make the team. So basically 3 players aren't going to make the team. And here's a 4th. I'm saying it for last for reasons, because I absolutely despise him. I don't despise him, but Dante Pettis, man. Oh, Dante. He has such a promising first year. Then last year, oh man, it was horrible. He dropped so many passes. He got in the doghouse so fast. And it was just really disappointing. And for a 2nd round pick, I believe. Oh man. It was rough for Dante Pettis, and we'll see if he can make up for it, but honestly, I think we might end up trading him, because I think we'll see between him and Jauan Jennings. They're going to be the ones who are battling for that 6th receiver spot, and I guess Richie James, but James is more of a returner, but oh man, Dante Pettis, I just don't trust him anymore. We'll see if he can break out, but I don't have much faith in him. Now, let's move on to the tight end room. And, of course, the best tight end in the NFL is here, George Kittle. I'm not going to talk too much about him. We all know about George Kittle. He's an elite receiver, elite blocker. He can do everything you ask of him. This George fucking Kittle. If you think Travis Kelce's better, I can respect that, but Kelce, while he might be a marginally better receiver, number one, he's slower. Number two, he can't block. Kittle is an elite blocker. Kittle is better, in my opinion. I'm obviously biased, but I think most people think Kelce's better is biased as well. But really doesn't matter. Having a top 2 tight end is amazing in its own right. So if you have him at 2, that's fine. If you have him below 2, you're stupid. But Kittle, everybody knows he's just elite. He's a star. Don't need to talk about it too much. And then we'll talk about Ross Dwelley now. Dwelley came in last year when Kittle got hurt. He played okay. He's a replacement level tight end. He's nothing special. He's not fast. Not a good blocker. He's 6'5". I don't know. There's not really much to talk about Ross Dwelley. He's just a decent receiver, pretty much. There's not much to really say about him. And you could tell drop off from having Kittle to going down to Ross Dwelley. Huge drop off. And then next we'll talk about our rookie, Charlie Woerner from Georgia. I already talked about him in the last video. He's just a blocking tight end. He's going to replace Garrett Selleck and Levine Toilolo, who left the team this past offseason. So I'm not going to go too much into him. He's a rookie. We don't know anything about him yet. And then we have undrafted rookie Chase Harrell here. I think he's a tight end / defensive end. So that's going to be really interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing him play in the preseason and see what position he truly plays. Actually, I hope he plays DN because he's not going to make the team as a tight end. That's for sure. And then we have Daniel Helm. He was on the team last year. He was inactive the entire year. I have no idea what he does. I don't know anything about Daniel Helm, but we have our 3 tight ends. We have Kittle, Dwelley, and Woerner. And then we'll see the other guy. We'll see what Harrell, I'm not going to say it if it's Harrell or Harrell, but we'll see. I'll definitely find out. And I don't know what Daniel Helm does at all. So we'll see what ends up happening there. Now we can move on to the offensive line. We're going to start at offensive tackle here. And we have a lot more tackles than I thought we did. Obviously, we traded for Trent Williams with Joe Staley retiring. And I already talked about Trent Williams. Actually, I didn't really talk about Trent Williams too much now that I think about it. Trent Williams, he's a top 3 tackle in my opinion. He's a fantastic, or a top 3 left tackle. At least when he was playing, he does. I don't know if having that year off is going to have a big impact on him or not. But he's an amazing tackle. He's amazing in space, which is why we got him to replace Staley. We love those move linemen, those extremely athletic linemen who can get out in space, make those blocks. He's going to play out there. He's going to be an amazing player in that regard. And I can't wait for him to I can't wait to watch him just block. He's going to make some amazing impact blocks. He's made a lot of pancakes. I've seen, I think the Checkdown posted a big highlight of him blocking, and it was beautiful to watch. And I can't wait to watch Trent Williams in a 49ers uniform. He's going to be an elite lineman for us. And going from Joe Staley to Trent Williams, that's basically just a lateral move. It's basically the same player. So I'm extremely excited for that. And then we'll talk about Mike McGlinchey, who's going to be our right tackle. He's 6'8", 310. He's another move tackle. He's great in space. He is much better run blocker than a pass blocker. He had a lot of struggles in the pass block game last year. He's also injured a little bit, so I contributed a little bit of that to that. But I think he was better in his rookie year. But he's still a really good lineman. He's going to get paid eventually, which scares me because I don't know if we're going to be able to pay him or not. We might end up letting him go to the end of his rookie deal. But McGlinchey was a first-round pick. I think he's an extremely good lineman. He's in the top half at right tackle. I think he's the top 10 right tackle. That's safe to say. And he's just a really good lineman, good run blocker, good in space. He's going to be really fun for us to use. And then we got Justin Skule, who was an undrafted rookie who we had last year, who came in when Joe Staley was hurt. He actually held up pretty decently. He was pretty good. He was able to hold. He wasn't a star, obviously, but he was an okay player. And I'm looking forward to continue to develop him. And then we'll talk about Coleman McKivitz a little bit next because he got redrafted in the 5th round. He's a good agile lineman as well, or athletic lineman if you want to say it like that. And him in Skule, looking forward to having those 2 guys develop and become just good tackles for us. And then there's Daniel Brunskill. He played right tackle for us last year when McGlinchey got hurt. But this year, I think the plan is to start him at guard. I think the plan is to start him and Tomlinson at guard. I'll talk about the guards we have later, but I think Brunskill is going to end up being a guard. So I'll talk about him more later. But Skule and McKivitz, they're going to be our developmental tackles, and then Leonard Webster. Sorry, my computer. I look at the roster on my computer, and someone texted me. But anyways, at tackle, we also have Leonard Webster and Jared Jones-Smith and Sean Coleman. If we have 3 or more tackles, I don't think any of those guys are going to make the team. Coleman might. He was on the team last year. I think he was on IR, but I think School and McKibbs are going to make the team. Williams and McGlinchey are obviously going to make the team. Coleman has a possibility, but I don't think we're going to keep that many linemen, or at least that many tackles. We'll see, though. Webster and Jones Smith, I don't think there's any way to make the team, but we'll see. Maybe they play elite in the preseason, but we'll find out. Now we're going to talk about guards. Our best guard is going to be Laken Tomlinson, who is I think he's more strong. I know he was a draft bust for the Lions. Then he came here. He ended up becoming a really serviceable guard. I think he's the top 20 guard. Top 20. I think he's a left guard. Like I said, I think. But he's just going to be a good guard. He's serviceable. We are going to look to replace him soon. He's already 28 years old, but he's a good starter. He started for us for a few years now, and he continues to just play well. He's played well enough, and I enjoy having like a Tomlinson on our team. After they were able to make something out of him. And then I'm going to talk about David Brunskill now. I believe he's going to be our starting right guard this year. Mike Person, we had to cut him because he cost too much money. And he played really, really bad in the Super Bowl. But Brunskill, he played right tackle. He was, again, the same way Justice School was. He was extremely serviceable. And actually, I think he's better than School at tackle. And the reason he's going to be going to guard instead of School is because Brunskill has a better guard fit. Just in general, he's just a better. I think he actually used to play guard, but he's just smaller. He's able to get into that guard situation better. As our guards, they're around, besides Tomlinson, they're all around 300 pounds pretty much. And he's going to be a good move blocker as well. Brunskill's extremely athletic, and he's going to be one of those guys you pull out in the run game. Like, if you imagine when you're running a halfback toss in Madden, he's going to be one of those guys you do, like, it's going to be that guy who's going to be pulling out to block. So, that's Daniel Brunskill is likely to start at right guard. We'll see, because we do have a couple of veterans on our team. We have Tom Compton and Ben Garland, who are extremely similar. And there's veterans that are there. I think Garland, I know Garland was on the team last year. He played center when Western Richburg went on IR. Saw centers later, though. So Garland, he could play guard or center, which is good to have that versatility. And Tom Compton, I believe he was on the Jets last year or something. He was really bad for him. He's just going to be a backup for us. He's depth in case, say, Tomlinson or Brunskill go down. And then we have Ross Reynolds and Kofi Anvishia. I don't think either of those guys will make the team, but they were both young. We might end up trying to develop them. They're probably going to practice squad, or at least one of them will. Probably Reynolds, honestly, because it looks like he's on the team last year. But we'll see. And now move to center, the final position on the offense, which is Weston Richburg and Jake Brendel from the Broncos. Weston Richburg, he was our starting center last year until he got hurt, and you could tell the difference between him and Ben Garland was really big. And I honestly thought, I think we overpaid for Richburg, but having him in the end is a really big help to us. He's a good center. He knows what he's doing. He has good IQ, and again, he's a good move blocker. All of our linemen are really good move blockers. Our worst is Tomlinson, but even him, he's decent for his size. But Richburg, he's only 295 pounds at center, which isn't, well, I mean, it's probably not even that small for him, but he's just really good in space, good run blocker, and with his IQ, he knows what he's doing. He just knows. He makes those line calls. He can do it. Richburg, you could see a difference between him and Garland. He's a lot more talented than him, and he's just really important to our offense. We got Jake Brendel. He probably won't make the team because I'm pretty sure Ben Garland's gonna be that guard / center as he was last year. But with Garland struggling, maybe we keep Brendel. I have no idea. We'll find out though. And look at the time of this video. I think I'm going to split this into 2 different videos. So this is going to be the offensive video, and then the next one will be the defensive video. So that's it for this one. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe. Look forward to the defensive video, our defensive overlook of the 49ers roster. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day, great night, great evening, afternoon. I don't know what time it is when you're watching this, but just enjoy yourself. I'll see you guys next time. Leave a like, subscribe. Probably said that already. Peace out. Go Niners.